planes are going to get fired upon. If they get fired upon, the military is going to retaliate, and then we're going to be in a pickle. Okay? So, we go back, they excuse themselves, and who goes back in with President Kennedy in his office? O'Donnell and Bobby. And Kenneth O'Donnell is really, really nervous and uncomfortable about the president's decision to allow those low-level flights, even though he knows they're crucial. And he believes that the president's getting set up, that the military's setting them up, because they want to bomb the hell out of Cuba. They do. They still do. They think this blockade is a crock. They want to go in and kick butt and take names. They still do. Even though they've lost the element of surprise, they want to go in there and kick butt. Just like O'Donnell said. Okay, what did he say? Let's bomb the shit out of it. You know you want to. Well, the military wanted to, and O'Donnell felt they were setting the president up. You know they're going to get shot at. You know the plane could maybe come down, then the military's going to be retaliating, and we're going to have a mess. Now, think about this. If you're Fidel Castro in Cuba, and you see these American planes flying on the deck over your country, how do you know they're taking pictures? So that even makes it more possible that they're going to shoot those planes down. Because they don't know whether, are they aware that we know there's missiles in Cuba? Is Russia aware that we know there's missiles in Cuba? So what's to make Castro think that these low-level spy planes aren't an air attack? So you can't blame Castro much. Well, O'Donnell got into Kennedy's face a little bit and he said, you know these planes are going to be shot at. And you know that if these planes are fired on, it's going to be your responsibility as president to protect these pilots. That's what we do. Now, protecting these pilots might result in military airstrikes in Cuba, followed by invasion, exactly what the military wanted and exactly what Kennedy didn't want. So, President Kennedy said to him, we have no choice here. We have to have the photographs. And so O'Donnell's got to find a way to solve the problem. Okay, here's how he solved this. This is a great story. He excuses himself, and he gets on the phone and he calls Commander William B. Eckert. He's going to be one of the 2 pilots that's flying this low-level mission over Cuba. So O'Donnell, who's still worried about what this is going to result in for the president, gets on the telephone, goes back to his office, gets on the telephone, and he calls Commander William B. Eckert, who's going to be one of the 2 pilots flying this low-level mission. He got on the phone, he said, Commander Eckert, I need to pass a word to you from the president. So he gets on the phone, gets a hold of Commander Eckert. He says, Commander Eckert, I need to pass a word to you from the president. Yes, sir, what's the word? Don't get shot down. That's what he said to him. Well, what do you think Eckert's response to that would be? I don't have any control over that. A lot of things can happen. What do you mean not get shot down? O'Donnell said the following. He said, now I've known the man for 15 years. The problem is he will protect you. So I'm asking you, don't make him protect you. Don't get shot at. Okay? Think about that. Calls him up, says, I got a word to pass on from President Kennedy to you, Commander Eckert. What's the word? Not to get shot down. Well, a lot of things can happen, blah, blah, blah. He said, now I've known the man for 15 years, Commander. The problem is he will protect you. So I am asking, don't make him protect you. Don't get shot at. Well, Commander Eckert doesn't really know what to think. He and Lieutenant Bruce Wellamy make this low-level flight. He and Lieutenant Bruce Wellamy make this low-level flight, one in which they were heavily fired upon, but did not get shot down. But I mean, they were shot at like you couldn't believe. So it is a successful mission, but both Commander Eckert and Lieutenant Bruce Wellamy were heavily fired upon. Heavily fired upon. Well, what do you think Commander Eckert was asked by the military to do as soon as he got on the ground? What? With the film. Okay? He was asked to report to those officers and deliver the film personally to the Pentagon. That never happens. The pilots never personally develop any film, or excuse me, personally bring any film to the Pentagon to be developed. Well, Ecker's a little nervous. And he calls the White House and talks to Kenneth O'Donnell. He says, hey, guess what? The military brass has asked me not only to come to the Pentagon after my flight here, but they want me to deliver the film. Well, O'Donnell again emphasizes to Ecker the importance of not being shot at during that mission, because he knows those military generals are going to ask him, son, were you shot at? And if he says yes, what are they going to do? Retaliate. Okay? So, Ecker, you got to give him credit. He calls Kenneth O'Donnell. He says, hey, this is a little weird, but I've been asked to not only come to the Pentagon and report my flight, but also bring the film. And O'Donnell again emphasized the importance of not being shot at when asked. Now picture this in your mind. Ecker arrives at the Pentagon, he delivers the film, and General LeMay asks him directly, quote, son, I want to know just one thing. Those bastards shoot as much as a BB gun at you? That was the first question Ecker got when he delivered the film. And again, General Curtis LeMay, the guy that told Kennedy he was in a pretty bad fix, remember that guy? Said, son, I want to know just one thing. Those bastards shoot as much as a BB gun at you? You know what Ecker's response was? It was a cakewalk, sir, and walked out the door. It was a cakewalk, sir.
I guess technically we're getting wild.
Well, it's kind of interesting, because we're going to end there with this discussion. When they landed back at base, they had 45 caliber, 50 caliber holes through their wings. And when he got on the ground, Bellamy came up and said, because he wasn't in his conversation, he goes, whoa, man, what do you think of that? And Ecker looked at Bellamy and he said, bird strikes. Bird strikes, are they 50 caliber bird strikes? If you know anything about flying, you can sometimes get up there and if you get a flock of birds, they can do a lot of damage to your airplane, okay? And he said, no, bird strikes. And he goes, well, are they 50 caliber bird strikes? Because they were big holes in the wings. And Ecker said to Willoughby, bird strikes. That's the end of the conversation. Then he went delivered to the Pentagon. So they avoided a very tough situation, okay? Now we're still not done with this day, because Kennedy is going to have a speech with Secretary of State Dean Rusk, and he's going to talk about an organization called the Organization of American States, which the United States is going to need their support to pull off this blockade. And we're still trying to prove that has anybody seen any proof, national or worldwide, that the Russians have missiles in Cuba? No. We're the only ones that have. And so we got to get this out to the Organization of American States that what we're doing is right. We got to get support from the rest of the world. Bobby's concerned on the sneak attack, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay? All right, we're going to talk about a couple other things here real quick, like if we can. So pay attention here a little bit. Let me get the video off here.